Thanks for watching that. What's your name? Luca, I'm James. Pleasure to meet you. Now you know why we're giving out free cupcakes. It kind of ain't free, but it's, you know, we want to show people this because this is the reality of what's happening and most people never see it. Have you ever seen it before? You've never seen it before? Isn't that interesting? You eat food every day, 3 times a day. You've never seen what happens to the animals before they become your food. Well, what kind of emotions came up when you watched that?
Quite disgusting.
Quite disgusting? Scary? Scary? What part of it's scary?
I don't know, I just didn't know it was that aggressive.
Sure. What did you think happened? Did you ever think about it?
No, to be honest, it makes me quite upset that I didn't think about it, actually.
Do you know what? That's how they want it. They're very powerful industries and they know really well how to manipulate the public and stop us from thinking about it. They tell us a lot of lies, that we need meat for
Protein.
And we need dairy for
Calcium.
Exactly. Do you know what we need eggs for? Omegas. That's what they tell us. But actually, do you know other foods where we can get calcium by any chance? Maybe not. And that's because all they want you to associate calcium with is dairy. We can get calcium from all greens, from lots of different plant foods. Do you know any other foods that we can get protein?
Like lentils and mushrooms and things like that?
Every food has protein, yeah. Yeah, but there are some that are higher than others, like beans and lentils and tofu and things like that, and nuts and seeds. Do you think there's any nutrient, is there any nutrient that you think we can only get from animals that you're aware of?
Sorry, excuse me.
Nah?
Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah, well, the answer is no. Every nutrient we need we can find in a plant-based diet. So that begs the question, if we don't need to kill and eat these animals for our health, what do we do it for? Can you think of a reason?
Convenience and money, I guess. That's why the corporations do it.
Totally. And what about us? Why do we do it? What do people, They eat meat because it tastes good. Do you think that taste is a good enough justification for the type of violence that you just looked at? What would be a good justification for the type of violence?
There isn't any.
What about survival?
I guess.
You guess? Yeah, like if we had to survive, I could buy that argument. I'd say, okay, fair enough. You got to do what you got to do. If we don't need to survive, we don't anymore. We're not cavemen, and yet we get our food the same way cavemen did. We beat them over the head, we slit their throats. We don't need to do that anymore. You said that you didn't realize it was so brutal, and you hadn't really thought about what happens in a slaughterhouse before. Can you think of a way of slaughtering an animal that you'd be okay with?
Really, actually.
Yeah. What if they were killed in a way where they didn't see it and they didn't feel it coming? Would that be morally justified?
It'd be better, but I don't know if it would be like I don't know if justified. I don't know if I could justify it.
Totally. It would be better. It's better not to torture someone before you murder them, but murder's still wrong. Why do you think murder is wrong? Like, what about the act of murder is bad?
It's putting your life over someone else's, which you don't have the right to do, I guess.
Totally. Do you think that these animals want to die? Do you think that they want to live? Do you think that there's a big difference between them and us? And if so, what is it?
Well, there's differences, but I don't know if it makes us any better.
Yeah, okay.
There's obvious differences, but I don't know if that...
What are the obvious differences?
Communication, I guess.
Big one. That's number one, our language. It's very sophisticated, and it's given us the ability to share it and create and do what we've done with a very sophisticated society. So language is one, although other animals do speak to each other, and even pigs, they have up to 80 different ways of communicating when they use their body language and their voice. So they have, say, 80 things to each other. It's quite amazing. Yeah, hens, they sing to their babies while they're still in the eggs. And yeah, you hear dolphins communicate, whales have their form of communication. We all do it, but ours is very sophisticated. Can you think of any other important differences between us and them?
Important differences.
Okay, just differences then, just differences.
Bodies and
Bodies.
thumbs, I guess.
Yeah, bodies is a good one. Okay. Can you think of any other times in history where humans discriminated against others based on their body? Like what?
All throughout history, women
Women,
minority groups.
Minority groups, yeah, 100%. So slavery, inequality between men and women, and that was based on a discrimination just because of how somebody looked, really. Color of their skin, gender. Okay, so what we're talking about here is something you probably never heard of. It's called speciesism. Speciesism. It's the exact same thing. We discriminate against them, not because they don't feel pain, not because we are better than them and our lives mean more. They do to us, but to them, their lives mean more. We discriminate against them because they're covered in feathers or scales or wings or fur. And because we can't fully understand their experience, we don't take their experience seriously. Can you think of any reason why, now that you know, anything that might stop you from, well, first of all, do you feel like that would be something you would not want to contribute to? Totally not. If there's another path, you'd prefer to choose the other path. Okay, so do you think there might be anything on that path that would be challenging for you? To start walking a different way?
Oh yeah, of course. I reckon there would be big challenges.
Yeah? What might some of them be, do you think?
Well, like eliminating a whole, you know, two separate food groups, or that would be quite challenging. Doesn't mean it's not worth it, but you know, it'd be understandably quite challenging, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be something different. You haven't done it before. There'd be it'll take a little while maybe to get used to it. What do you shop? Like, what do you buy? What do you do when you go out? There's a few challenges. Do you think though that if it meant that we could stop that it would be worth us just putting ourselves out for a little bit while we figure it out?
I think so, of course.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's what we'd want if we were in their situation. We want people to be like, okay, maybe there's a better way. Maybe we don't need to put them through this. And there is. And that's what veganism is. You heard of veganism? Cool, cool. Yeah, so that just means you don't pay people to exploit and kill animals for you. You don't use products that are tested on animals. You don't visit places like SeaWorld. That's basically it. When you go to buy milk, instead of getting cow's milk, you could get... Yeah. If you were going to put chicken in your curry, instead you could put tofu, vegetables, mushrooms, vegan meat. We have that at Coles and Woolworths now as well. Yeah, and when you went out to a Mexican place, instead of getting sour cream, maybe you could get... Is that Mexican? Guacamole? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Little things like that. Goes a long way. Helps end this entire Holocaust. That's what it is, the animal Holocaust. 8 billion murders every single day. 8 billion a day, including sea and land animals. Yeah, that's about what it equals up to. So this is a big thing happening in this world. It's the biggest cause of violence, the biggest cause of suffering. It happens behind closed doors. Almost everyone's a part of it. And we're trying to get people out of that system and into a better one. So that's what it's all about. I'm gonna let you go eat your cupcake right now, and yeah, I really appreciate your time. Thanks for answering my questions and engaging in this conversation with me.
Thank you for talking to me. It's a very powerful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, my pleasure. I think most people feel like we do, that it's clearly wrong and we just don't know any better yet, and we're under the guise that we have to for our health, and so we don't feel bad about it. It is conditioning. It's a form of brainwashing, 100%. So, okay, well, go choose your cupcake. I'm going to get you a thing. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. I'm going to get you this. This is, go to Woolworths and Coles. That's all the vegan food you can get. There's some different things here, like restaurants, just stuff that you'll find interesting to look at. Doesn't mean you'll do it all overnight. Some people do. Maybe you do it in steps. Maybe you go vegetarian first. Maybe you'll do it all. Who knows? But this will make it a bit easier for you. There's some info there. Epic. Okay, pleasure talking to you. Likewise. Thank you so much. Enjoy your cupcake.